Hey, what's up, guys? Nick here with Overage Syndicate and Overage Refund Specialists. And today I wanted to do a case study for you of a deal we did in the past and just see what we could learn from this. So you can see here, you'll see that this was a condo that got foreclosed on. So, first lesson, overages can be generated from all types of properties. I've seen them be generated from commercial properties, residential properties, single family homes, triplexes, condos, such as in this situation. So overages can be generated in any scenario, really. It doesn't really matter what type of property it was, as long as, the amount it sold for was greater than the amount that was owed, whether to the bank or to the county. Then there can be an overage. So that's the first lesson to take away is overages can be generated from a variety of different properties. Okay. You can see here, this was not a large overage. It was only about $14,000, and our net profit on it was $5,000. So, um, second takeaway, there's big overages and there's smaller overages, and you can make money on all of them. Just because it's a large overage doesn't mean it's going to be a high net profit deal. Okay. Some of my highest net profit deals have been on the smaller ones. Okay. As far as percentages charged. So remember that as well. Um, there are plenty of cases to work, both small and big. And even the small ones can bring about great paydays. I mean, 5 grand on this one deal. Um, I think total time invested in this deal was maybe 10 hours of work, 20 if we're being extremely conservative. But this was not a difficult deal. It was pretty straightforward. We filed the claim, got the money, and dispersed the funds. It was pretty straightforward. So there's nothing crazy about this deal. And so, $5,000 for 10 to 20 hours of work, I'll take that all day. It just reminds me of working 40-hour weeks at the prison, 12-hour graveyard shifts. And I would make, maybe 3 grand a month, actually less than that as a corrections officer. So, I don't know what your situation is, but for me, to spend 10 hours to get 5 grand back, or even 20 hours, that's a good return on my time. So, but maybe you're different. Um, what else can I say about this? One final key takeaway from this case. I will tell you that the situation with this, so let's go back. Why did the foreclosure happen? It was a divorce. A couple got divorced, and they just walked away from the property. They didn't even try to save it. And so that's one of the main causes of foreclosure is divorce. Other ones are death and disaster, whether financial disaster or literal disaster or financial disaster. So those are the three D's, we call them: death, divorce, and disaster. So that's what happened in this case. Couple got divorced, and the first person we reached out to, I actually didn't even know at first they were divorced until I did some more research. But the first person I got a hold of was the husband, and he was not a nice individual. He called me all sorts of names and said I was a scammer and all this and that. And I said, okay, whatever. And so I could have quit at that point, right? I could have just called it and said, well, this is a dead deal. They think I'm a scam. But I didn't stop. I was like, okay. When I found out there was also a wife, I was like, I'm going to contact the wife and see. And contacted her and told her the situation. She was like, okay, I didn't even know there was funds there. So if we can get something, that would be cool. And she was on board. And thank goodness she didn't listen to her ex either, because he was like, no, don't. He was trying to persuade her not to do it because he was convinced we were a scam. But she went forward. She signed the paperwork, and we submitted on her behalf, and we got this $14,000 out for her. We took 5, she took the rest. So almost 10K for her. And she told me she was going to split it with her ex, but I mean, she probably didn't have to. You know, yeah, it could have been, he could have lost out on it, you know. So the key takeaway in that is, if somebody calls you a scammer, if someone doesn't believe you at first, don't quit and don't stop. Reach out to other family members, reach out to others that may be entitled to those funds, or continue to reach out, and hopefully, if you're reaching out to multiple family members and they see your persistence, they're going to be like, okay, maybe because a scammer isn't going to, be persistent like that. They're not going to reach out to other family members. And so hopefully a light bulb eventually goes off in the claimant's mind, and they're like, maybe I should look into this and do some research. And then they'll find out that this is real, that we are a legitimate business, and that we truly do help people recover these funds. So you must be persistent in your when you're trying to get deals closed. Okay, so that's the final key takeaway. That's all I have for you in this video. I hope that was helpful for you, that you were able to learn a couple things. And if you need help getting started in the business, or you want to work with me, again, I have my course online. You can go to school.overagecourse.com or check out overagesyndicate.com. And I do partner with my students that bring deals to the table, and that's where you can get started, starting to do deals like the one you see in front of you. So that's all I have for you. And again, check out school.overagecourse.com if you want. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.